Hello, my name is Chelsea Higgett and I'd like to talk to you today about ataxia, a condition which my mum Angela suffers with. She's inherited this off her mum, my grandma Pauline, and has been suffering now for many years. When she was younger, she had a lot of tests, scans, etc., but the doctors didn't know what was wrong. And then when mum was eventually diagnosed, they tested my grandma and found out it was ataxia. My mum was in her early 30s when she first started showing symptoms: double vision, balance problems and tinnitus. The list goes on. She just shrugged it off and thought it would pass in time, but as time went on, these became more episodes and they were becoming more frequent. The GP sent her to see a neurologist and she ended up over the years at different hospitals. They all said in different ways that she needed to see a psychiatrist. This made Mum very upset and very frustrated, and she became very depressed. She had to have medication for this. The last neurologist she saw was at Burton Hospital. He again said the same, and Mum became very upset. After several talks, he said he was going to send her to see a colleague at Derby Hospital, Dr. Meehan. As soon as she saw her, she said she had a central nervous system problem. She did several brain tests over 3 appointments and then referred her to see Professor Hadjivaslu at the Royal Hallamshire Hospital. He deals with ataxia and diagnosed her with episodic ataxia type 2 in 2012. Since then, she has had more tests and more scans, and now has been told it's episodic ataxia, but uncertain. I cannot be tested to see if I carry the gene or not. She has been ill with a digestive problem now for years and has recently been diagnosed with gluten sensitivity ataxia, another form of ataxia, and now follows a gluten-free diet. My mum has always tried not to make a fuss about her illness and has tried to be as independent as possible. But as this illness is so progressing and symptoms are all of the time, she's finding life quite difficult. She doesn't like to worry us, but you can always tell when she's not well. She struggles walking and has to use a white stick as she is sight impaired. She has a walker and a wheelchair. She always has to have somebody with her, and especially when out, as she feels very disorientated. She feels very strange, and she also suffers with eye conditions such again as double vision, nystagmus, opsolopsia, and recently diagnosed with glaucoma. So she's struggling with all that on top of the ataxia as well. She started to forget things too. She has a lot of pain in her limbs. She has awful migraines which put her in bed for several days. She doesn't sleep well and is also fatigued. If she does too much one day, you can guarantee she feels poorly the next. She isn't on any medication for ataxia, as the tablets Professor Hadjivaslu prescribed her didn't suit her. We also now go to a support group that Susan Dean has organised for us. Hi Sue. Mum finds this very helpful, knowing she is not alone. As with any illness, you can feel very alone and very vulnerable. So just to meet up for a little natter for an hour or two with a cup of tea really helps and really brightens her day. We wouldn't know what to do without Sue. Because my mum has ataxia, I like to do as much as I can to raise money and awareness. Before COVID, I did annual pub quizzes in the village. I always do Give It Up for Lent. This last year, I did the Christmas cake bake at our Christmas community market in the village. This was a great day to be had. I sold lots of yummy cakes and sold lots of merchandise. It was a good day and Mum managed to come along with me. We raised a great amount of £267.41. I really enjoyed it and can't wait to do again. My mum now is 55 and has been suffering with ataxia for over 20 years. This is just a little talk that Ataxia UK have asked me to do with our personal experience with ataxia. I hope this raises a lot of awareness and it gets the message about. And the thing is, Mum always keeps on, she never gives up and she always keeps smiling. Love you, Mum. Thank you for watching and I hope this helps. Bye!